So, I don't know if you guys remember, but a few videos ago, I did tell everybody, or I did mention in the video, to skip every banner until we got to the ReZero collab. But for some reason, like, people just kept on pulling on freaking banners that came out because, oh, I don't really care about ReZero, or so I don't really care about REM or Emilia or Echidna or whatever. And oh, I need this character, or this character is really good, so I need to pull for this character. But in any case, let's actually just talk about Ram over here. She does look very cute. She is here together with Rame, her sister, her twin sister. Unfortunately, we don't have any summer Rame version. I kind of thought she would show up together with Rem on one of her animations, kind of like Otto with Liberator Muimi, because I don't know if you remember, guys, with Liberator Muimi, Otto does attack together with Muimi. So even though it's just Liberated Muimi, Otto is together with her, showing up in some animations. And I kind of thought Rame would actually do the same thing together with Summer Rame, but unfortunately that did not happen. I kind of wonder if they will eventually release a Summer Rame. I kind of hope so, because it is a real shame that Rame doesn't have a summer variant. Because I do like Rame a lot. She is very fun. She's a very funny character, and I'm not the only one feeling like this. There are quite a few Rame fans that are also disappointed with the fact that we don't actually have a Rame summer version. But in any case, at least we do have Rem. Of course, we do have Rem. She is the popular girl after all, so it's no surprise we do have a Summer Rem. And of course, we also have Summer Emilia, who is the free character. I will eventually talk about her in a later video. In any case, Summer Rem over here, she is, of course, as you guys have noticed, an incredibly busted character. And let's go over her skills now. Starting with her burst, she basically deals a buttload of damage, 550,000 damage, and gains one rampage stack. And if she's not in demon form, she'll get into demon form, change attack patterns, and get some insane stats. 31k attack, 600 defense, magical and physical, and some more lifesteal or HP absorption, I guess. One thing to keep in mind, once she is in demon form, she will not go back to her normal form, making it so her normal form skills aren't really that important, but let's still go over them like very quickly. So basically, her first skill, normal skill, is just a nuke, 150k damage to one enemy, and also increases her own attack by basically 8k attack, which is actually, honestly, this skill by itself is actually pretty solid. Quite a bit of damage, and somewhat of a high attack buff for 12 seconds, of course. And her second skill is just a heal to one person. A very simple skill, not really anything that amazing, but it doesn't even matter because she's not even gonna use these skills for the majority of the battle, so you don't really need to think about them like at all. And let's now go over her actual special skills, the ones she actually uses once she is into demon form, because these are the actual important ones. So her special one deals a buttload of damage, 250,000 physical damage to one enemy, and she even recovers 200 TP to herself, making it so she spams her burst even more often. And funny thing about this, she does this on her first special and her second special. She also deals damage to everybody in the team, except for herself, of course. And this doesn't even give them TP. This is the straight up downside. Of course, the damage isn't even that high. It's just 1% of her max HP. And I think this can actually be kept, but I'm not sure. But yeah, for some reason, she just hits everybody. Granted, whenever she is in her demon form, in case you guys don't know, like ReZero, if you guys have ever seen ReZero, whenever she is in the demon form, she is kind of in a berserk state. So she basically just attacks everything, and that's probably why they included this with the damaging allies thingy. It's interesting, it's like lore accurate, I guess, and it doesn't even give any TP, which is unfortunate. Granted, if she did give TP to everybody, she would be really broken. On top of everything she already does, she would be incredibly broken. In any case, deals damage, recovers TP, deals damage to everybody, and also all this damage does scale with how many rampage stacks she gets. And of course, she gets rampage stacks whenever she gets or she uses her burst, which she might be able to do kinda quickly because she does recover 200 TP on her first special, which is very good, very nice. And moving on to her second special, she also deals a lot of damage and heals herself. And that's basically it. Also deals some damage to everybody on the team, does not give him TP, and also the damage increases with how many rampage stacks she gets. The heal here is actually quite nice, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later. And of course, her EX skill gives her or increases her max HP by 23,000 HP, which is quite a bit. She overall, I don't know if you guys have seen or noticed, she does have a buttload of HP. For some reason, she's a tank. She is a tank. that deals a stupid amount of damage. As you can see on her stats, she has 130,000 HP and she has 1,000 defense, physical defense, and 1,000 magical defense. This amount of defense isn't the same amount of defense an actual tank would have. Tanks, like actual dedicated tanks, would usually have around 1,600, 1,700, even in some cases it's 2,000 defense. But nonetheless, this is still a lot of defense. Like a usual DPS would have around 500 defense or 400 defense. But for some reason, she's a DPS with 1,000 defense. And her positioning is actually quite a bit in front. I'll leave a screenshot on screen and you can see somewhat of an idea how in front she is in comparison to the other characters in the light element. She is basically, if I remember correctly, she is the second frontmost character in the element. It's kind of ridiculous because since she is so in front, she will most often than not stay in front of the team. And because of that, she will be hit quite a bit often. And because of that, she will get even more TP, making it so she spams her burst even more often, getting rampage stacks even more quickly, making it so she deals even more damage because her damage scales with rampage stacks. It's kinda dumb. It's really dumb. And even more on top of that, if you see her demon form loop, she uses her first skill way more often than her second skill. So she keeps getting TP over and over. Guys, she's kinda busted. And of course, I guess I should also mention her physical attack is 38,000, right? Usually attackers have like around 40k thousand attack or 45k thousand attack. It's usually quite high, right? So I guess REM doesn't have as much attack as the other attackers, right? Nope, she gets an extra 31k attack from her burst permanently, by the way, making it so she basically has 69k thousand nice physical attack. It's ridiculous. Really, her only quote-unquote drawback is not having that high TP fill rate, is only 26. Granted, if she did have regular TP fill gain, which would be around 32, she would be recovering way too much TP. She already has so much TP from her first special, and she already received so much TP from being hit so often because she is in front of the team most of the time. This is kinda ridiculous. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but being a tank and also being a DPS, and a very strong DPS at that, is kind of broken. Do you guys know who else is a tank, kinda, and also deals a buttload of damage? It's Anemone, by the way. And we all know how Anemone turned out to be, because she is kind of a tank, kinda, inside the wind. She is quite a bit, like, she's honestly kinda in the middle, but she can be used as a tank. And since she can be used as a tank, she, gets also a lot of TP, and her burst also deals a lot of damage in an AoE scenario, making it so she keeps dealing more. You guys see how this goes, right? Being a tank and also being a DPS is very, very dumb, leads into some stupid scenarios. And because of all this, she even surpassed our premier or our best DPS for the light elements, which is Liberator Muimi. She has been for the longest time the strongest DPS in the light element, and we finally have someone stronger than Muimi. Funnily enough though, she isn't that much stronger than Muimi in terms of damage output, but she is still stronger than Muimi. But even though she doesn't deal that much more damage than Muimi, it's probably around 15% more damage, 15-20% more damage. Even though her damage isn't that much higher, she brings into the table so much more utility just because she is a tank. Since she is a tank, Muimi becomes kinda pointless. Well, not really, because Muimi can still be used together with REM, but Muimi is way more fragile than REM, making it so she isn't really used as often. And you can even see that because Liberator Muimi honestly hasn't even been used that often, even though she is so strong. And I really wasn't expecting this kind of power level from REM, because she is a collab character, and collab characters are very, very rare. So if you guys miss REM here, your only next opportunity to get to REM is probably in 1 year. In 1 year, usually they do make reruns for collab events. So in 1 year probably will be your last chance to get Summer REM. And Jesus, and I wonder how strong will Summer Echidna will be if REM is this strong. Jesus Christ. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But in any case, yeah, REM is incredibly strong. I even tested her against the previous clan battle boss. The previous clan battle boss did have a light boss, and there we were able to actually use Liberator Muimi. And I tried using basically kind of the same team as Muimi used, but with REM instead. And yeah, REM just dealt more damage like immediately. You don't even have to do anything special. And the team I used is probably not even the best team for REM. I just tried using the same team Muimi used, just for like a fair comparison. And it wasn't even like exactly the same team because I replaced Overload Pecorin with someone else, just because Pecorin didn't stay in front of REM. And I'm pretty sure there is definitely a team that deals even more damage while using REM. And yeah, that's basically everything. REM is an incredibly strong character. Honestly, I wish I could get her, but I don't have enough jewels. I still need to pull for Echidna and Emilia, OG Emilia, later on in the rerun collab. But yeah, guys, she is incredibly strong. Granted, everyone, if you can't get them over here, and if you do have Liberator Muimi, you might still be fine. It honestly probably won't be too much of a problem, because Muimi is still a very, very strong character, and you might be still able to do quite a bit of damage during clan battle, even if you are just using Muimi. So if you can't get to them, don't feel too bad. If you do have Muimi, of course. If you don't have either of them, ooh, that's gonna be a problem. It's a little bit of a problem. But in any case, that's been it for me. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, thank you so much to my memberships. You guys are amazing as always. And I'll see you all in the next video.